What's up, guys? Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Tuesday, September the 1st. As you can tell, I'm in my office today, not out on the water. We got rained out this morning. Got a lot of rain today, a lot of rain coming tomorrow, so going to be interesting to see what that does to our lake levels. As far as our lake level is concerned, we are at 916.15, which is basically a foot down from normal summer pool. Of course, and really not been running a lot of water. They're basically trying to meet power demands and handle any water they've got coming in from beaver. Beaver's getting real close to being normal pool. Bull shoals, I think it is 14, 15 feet high. So they're starting to get a handle on this, and hopefully before too much longer we'll have all the lakes back to normal and we can get back to a normal generation schedule. Water temperature, it has dropped a little bit. This cooler rain and the last couple of days being cooler. I was out yesterday and we started off right around 80 degrees, and by about 10:30, 11 o'clock when we got pushed off by the storms, we were at about 82, so that's a couple of degrees colder than it has been. So I really think that the colder rain has made a big difference. The fish are definitely moving. We caught fish doing a few things yesterday that we haven't been able to catch them doing. I know the guys that fished the OMTT over the weekend, the top 3 finishers, they all caught fish differently than we have been catching them over the past month and a half. That being said, it's a really good reason to be a member of Table Rock Fishing Intel. We have daily reports. Obviously not going to have one today because we all got rained out, but we do have a daily report from yesterday. Have daily reports pretty much 7 days a week, and that gives you guys the opportunity to stay on top of where these fish are, what they're doing, how you're going to catch them week in, week out. No matter when you're going, you hop on the website, you take a look at the most recent reports, and it gives you a real good idea how you can go out and catch fish on that day. Anyway, if you guys are coming down, say you're going to fish the lower end of the lake, still got a few different bites going on. Drop shot bite's probably still the strongest bite that's going on. I mean, it's still September. That bite will hang around through September into October. So we're still catching them on gravel flats and gravel runouts, anywhere from about 28 to 32, 33 feet deep. On the Jack and Jaws drop shad, catching them on a cut tail, catching them on a Chomper's drop shot worm and a UV drop shot worm, basically fishing the bottom. Have been catching them in the trees a little bit. Seems like cloudy days are better in the trees and sunny days are better on the flats. Don't know why that is, but we certainly catch them better in the trees on cloudy days versus sunny days. Another bite that is coming up. Every week I tell you guys to have a topwater tied on. Well, yesterday we did have a good topwater bite for the first hour or so, just basically chasing the shade. Did have a young man catch a 4-pounder yesterday, and his brother lost one that was even bigger. It was probably a 5.5 on a topwater, fishing steeper ledge rock, chunk rock type banks. And basically we were throwing it right up against the bank. Early in the morning, or if you get a cloudy day, these fish will be right up on the bank on a topwater. So keep that in mind. That bite will only get better as time goes on. And then we are catching them on a jig a little bit down on the lower end as well. Throwing a peewee football jig on those gravel points, on those gravel runouts, basically anywhere from, well, early they're as shallow as 15. As the day wears on, they get out to about 20, 25. So it's kind of the same fish that we're targeting with a drop shot, but they're just up a little bit shallower. And you can catch them on a scuba spoon as well. I've been catching a lot of fish on a scuba spoon. We're going to release a video about fishing the scuba spoon later this week that details some of the different things we've been doing with the scuba spoon and how we've been catching it doing that. Go up into the mid-lake area, same bites are working. You definitely want to have a topwater tied on. The bite's a little bit better on those steeper banks on a topwater right now than it is down by the dam. Those fish are a little bit further along. And again, guys, we're just basically looking at chunk rock, ledge rock, 45-degree type banks, and paralleling is best. These fish are not out that deep. You're not going to see a lot of fish busting. You just got to work your way down a bank, and you will get a few bites doing that. So whopper plopper, spook, Sammy. Whopper plopper's been my best, but we have been catching a few on a popper as well. So keep that in mind. Drop shot bites strong in the Kimberling City area as well, both on gravel, 28 to 35, and out in those treetops that top out around 30, 35. Again, Jack and Jaws, drop shad, Kanami cut tail, UV drop shot worm, Chomper's drop shot worm, all those baits are working. Catch them doing that. You can catch them on a jig as well. The Pee Wee football jig's really starting to come back. I think we're going to have a good football jig season this fall because we're already starting to catch some pretty decent smallmouth fish in the Pee Wee football jig, anywhere from about 18 to 20, 25 foot deep as the sun comes up. So do that as well. And then the spoon bite, both throwing the scuba spoon, casting it and working it vertically, and pitching the worldwide spoon in the boat dock. So we are catching them doing that as well. Go up into the James River. Better shallow bite in the James River than anywhere else, and that's definitely where this topwater bite is really probably the best on the lake right now. And again, we are fishing main lake, steep banks, some of the bigger creeks, Ants Creek, Woolly, Piney, you can do it in there as well, but it's mostly steeper banks, chunk rock or ledge rock, and parallel in that bank in about 2 to 6. I mean, these fish are not very deep. Best in the morning when you have shade is when that bite's the best, but if you have a cloudy day, they will bite it all day long. So definitely have a topwater tied on. I've been saying it all summer, but it's finally starting to come true, and that bite will continue to get better as time goes on. Catching them on a jig up there as well. Pee Wee football jig on gravel and rock mixed points. They are a little bit shallower up there. Seems like you can catch them 12 to about 20 up there on the Pee Wee football jig. And bass whacker has still been my best color, so keep that in mind, throwing the Pee Wee football jig. And then flipping a jewel spider jig or pro spider jig around the boat docks. Had a trip late last week where we went out, and basically the guy wanted to fish a jig, so we threw a football jig for a little while, changed things up, and went into Ants Creek and started hitting some of those boat docks around points on the rockier points, and caught them around the boat dock. So there are fish starting to show up around boat docks as well up the James. Go up in the White River, same bites are working. Probably your best bite is going to be, most consistent bite's going to be a drop shot rig, Jack and Jaws drop shad, Yamamoto cut tail, UV drop shot worm, Chomper's drop shot worm, both on gravel and the treetops just like everywhere else. That topwater bite's starting to turn on up there as well on those steeper rocky banks, so keep that in mind. Catching them on a jig up there too. The Pee Wee football jig has been really strong on those gravel points, anywhere from 12 to about 20, 25 once the sun comes up. Keep that in mind. And then the spoon bite. A lot of fish, both vertically and casting the Jewel scuba spoon. Caught a lot of fish doing it last week, guys, and that bite will get better as these fish start to move shallower and start to chase shad. That's definitely a bite you want to have in your arsenal. So have a Jewel scuba spoon tied on, and the beautiful thing about that is you can cast it a mile. So you can cover a lot of water when you see fish busting, or if you see them on your live scope, you can catch a lot of fish with a Jewel scuba spoon right now. Guys, it is the 1st of September, one more week, and we will be done with Labor Day, which will be fantastic. Can't wait for that. Bite has already started to turn around. We are definitely starting to see fish move up shallow. Seems like it's a little bit early, but I'll take it. Forecast for the next couple of weeks has got some colder weather or cooler weather, so that will certainly help these fish move shallow. We got the lake at a level we need it to be at. So things are really starting to turn around. It looks like we will get a decent fall bite this year, and it might even show up a little bit early. Guys, if you're coming down, thinking about hiring a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email, book online. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for watching the videos. Again, take a minute to check out tablerockfishingintel.com. If you haven't done so, do the one-day membership and see if it's for you. If it's for you, $45 a year, get you access to everything we've got on there, maps, reports, feature videos, everything that's on there. But check out tablerockfishingintel.com. Again, thanks for watching the videos. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.